Hey everybody, welcome to our June 7th webinar, our NAAEI affiliate webinar. This is Shayna, and I'm here with the NAAEI team, and we're glad you joined us. This is right before our conference, so we'll give you a sneak preview of some of the things we're going to be discussing at our committee meetings later this week, but we hope to see many of you there. Of course, I'm going to go through our agenda and just remind you that you're muted just to eliminate background noise, but please, if you want to speak, we really want your participation. Just type your questions into the GoToWebinar column and we'll try to answer them as quickly as we can, knowing that sometimes when we're speaking it's hard to answer questions and type at the same time and read your questions at the same time. But we have exciting things coming up, so I'm going to pass it to Maureen to talk a little bit about something new.
And that something new is we finally have a name for our pay-per-view platform that is a partnership with Grace Hill, and the name of the platform is Visto. We're excited about Visto because it's just 5 letters. It's easy to remember. The URL will be gowithvisto.org. And if you're wondering, as we did when we first saw Visto, what the heck is Visto? Visto is both an Italian and a Spanish word, and if you translate it back to English, it means to have a look at, to see, to view, to take care, to feel, behold, examine, understand, decide, and to see oneself. So our goal with the name of this platform was to make people understand that through this platform they can receive the education that they need, the training that they need to ignite their career, and to behold, examine, understand, etc. So we're excited about this. We think it's kind of simple, and as we sat around the table here, all the good names were taken. But we're excited that we found a name that's simple. It says what our platform will do for people in our industry. And if you go to the next slide, Shayna, we'll talk a little bit about how we're going to be rolling this out. We're going to have a meeting next week. We had about a half a dozen affiliates that raised their hands and said they wanted to be early adopters and they really wanted to promote Visto to their members, and they wanted to start to get their content up on the platform. So next week, Grace Hill and NAAEI will meet for a couple of hours on Wednesday afternoon to just go over where we are, to walk people through the platform, the administrative features of the learning management system, and to discuss and understand the better understand the needs of our affiliates. So that's going on next week. In conjunction with our conference, we're also going to be doing presentations at the NAAEI Curriculum Development and Program Administration Committee meeting, as well as with the NAAEI Board. And those presentations, again, it's a brief walkthrough to introduce you to the platform's technology and some of the administrative features. And then we're going to have an opening session at our conference in August in Memphis, Tennessee. And that will be a probably 2.5 to 3 hour session where everybody will have the opportunity to really kind of roll up the sleeves and dig in deep and to ask a lot of questions. And really, we're going to drill down to the specific administrative features, how you can track students, how you can track courses that are sold, as well as how you can use the system to manage your classroom delivered courses, as well as use the system to record webinars that you do at the affiliate level, and to add any online content that you've developed, make sure that that's available to your members. So lots of show and tell over the next couple of months. And lastly, what we have discussed, we've had a number of meetings. We went back and we spent some time with the technology people at Grace Hill. And although we probably will have the new platform up in August, we won't have it thoroughly tested, so we won't be launching it to the public until early September. So it will be available in August just for us to test, and we probably will have some of those early adopters of it. Hopefully they could be available to help us test the system. But we don't want to roll it out to the general public until we've done the kicking of the tires. So we look forward to this launch in September. Does anyone have any questions about Visto or about our partnership with Grace Hill?
Nothing yet, but I'm sure people are typing in.
Okay, well, if we want to move on and if we get any questions, we can address those at the end.
Sure.
All right, this is Kim Crossan here, and I just wanted to remind you all that the Affiliate Education Conference is coming up August 3rd through 5th. It is a few weeks earlier than it has been in the past, so please make sure that you register. We have about 35 affiliates registered so far. It's going to be at the Peabody Memphis Hotel. Our room rate is $159 a night, and please make sure that you book that by July 13th to get the group rate. And I know a lot of people have contacted me about an agenda. We are still working out the agenda, but I think most of you all are wondering when you can book your flights. The conference will start at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, the 3rd, and it will go through noon on Friday, the 5th. So that should be a good guideline for you all to go ahead and book some travel arrangements. If you have any further questions on the conference, you can either submit them in through the questionnaire or email me directly.
If I could add one thing, we're going to be taking you as part of the conference over to Graceland. So we'll be seeing one of the tourist spots that people really enjoy in Memphis. But if you're planning the trip and you would like to take a tour and see Memphis either before or after the conference, I really urge you to take a look at the Civil Rights Museum in Memphis. I had an opportunity to go there with Alex Jacque about a year ago, and it's quite exceptional. It's built at the Lorraine Hotel where Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated, and they've maintained his rooms at the hotel, and the cars that he traveled in are in front of the hotel. But then they have built a museum wing onto the hotel, and it was just a spectacular museum. I think it's one of the finest museums I've been through, and I've been through quite a few. So I really encourage you, if you'd like to come and see a little bit of Memphis, try to make time to go to that museum either before or after the conference.
Great. Sounds exciting. So I don't hear anything but yay, they're looking forward for the Grace Hill platform to launch in Visto. So I will move on. One of the things we will be talking about in depth at the AE conference is CAM, which is our next slide. And so I know all of you are waiting to hear about this exciting CAM update, and I wanted to let you know that we are still finalizing all of our materials, making sure that everything aligns just right. We had run into some alignment challenges, so we are going to push out the materials towards the end of this month. This does not delay the purchase date. As we had always said, you will be able to purchase the materials from Viatech in July. What this does mean is that we've sort of shortened the window that we're allowing you to preview the course, so we apologize about that. But we had gone back and forth whether we should release it knowing that we had some alignment challenges or hold it up and make sure that it's rolled out the way that we hope it to be. And so we decided to roll it out a little bit later than we had said. We had mentioned early June, but we're going to roll it out in a couple of weeks. So watch for that. We're very excited about having you see it and start to walk through it. So a few things I wanted to mention that we've built into the PowerPoint is that some important information for you just to mention to your instructors as we roll it out. The PowerPoints will be available to download, and they will be available to download on our website when we roll out the materials for you to preview. So one thing that we have heard from some subject matter experts who've taken a peek at the materials is that The instructors will have to really look at the new PowerPoints and practice them because there's a lot of automated text in there, and we have built in some prompts which we'll share with you at the end of some of the slides so that they know that the content on that slide has ended. So that's just something to watch for when we do roll it out in the next few weeks. We are building thumb drives, but because of the nature of how the thumb drives are printed, they'll be available in August. But again, the PowerPoints will be able to be downloaded from our website, and if you really want it on a thumb drive, I can send it to you. It just won't be on our pretty thumb drives that you are used to. And on my next slide, we'll have several of the Train the Trainer webinars that we are setting up and offering for free of charge. So make sure to note those dates. And the new exam, we have another subject matter expert meeting coming up in July, the beginning of July, which will finalize the passing point for the new exam, and it is going to be released on time in August. So this is some CAM updates continued. So we have decided that the current CAM will still be able to be purchased through the end of September. So if you want to continue to offer the current CAM, you may do so. Through September, you can purchase them through Viatech. And the current exam that we have, the CAM exam as you know it, will sunset on March 31st, 2017. And we opened up this window to allow any of your candidates or your students to be able to have the time that they deserve to go through that exam without rushing and to make sure that they're prepared. So we will sunset the current CAM exam March 31st. And so for a while we'll have 2 exams running. So we will talk to you about the rollout strategy and the plan to make sure that your students are enrolled in the proper course and the proper exam. And with all of our exam changes and curriculum changes, exceptions will be handled on a case-by-case basis. So before I move on, there's a question that has come in. What about retests of the current exam? So that's the same thing. If you have a current student who needs to retest, they can do so through March 31st, 2017. We feel that 9 months of time is hopefully enough for them to retest and make it through that. And you'll see that we have several Train the Trainers and test prep webinars scheduled to help them pass on time. And I just put this graphic together just so you can note some of the dates that I've mentioned here. Hopefully everybody has a good handle on this. So the Train the Trainer dates are about 2 hours. So we've put in a lot of time here for instruction and then time for your instructors to be able to ask questions. So these are the Train the Trainer dates that you can register for. Right now, they will be facilitated by a couple of our subject matter experts who have gone through CAM. And the first one is July 27th. Now, all of these will be recorded, so I know you might say, my instructor can't make those dates or times, or we're offering it before that. They will be recorded, so we will be happy to give you access to the recordings or, of course, attend the live webinars. Again, these are free of charge. And they're the same content. We're just repeating it 3 times in case people want to make it to a live event and not view the recording. So along the lines of our CAM, our current CAM, I put current CAM test prep webinar dates. We have several dates for you to pencil in, knowing that you're going to be starting up classes here in the fall. Again, these links are live. I don't think you'll be able to click on the screen. However, when Amy sends out a copy of the PowerPoint presentation, you can register for these and also share them with your students, or if upcoming classes, you can let them know to pencil these dates and times in because these are live CAM test prep webinars. Before I move on, I want to just look at some of the questions and read them out loud to you because I know if they have questions that other people do too. So one I already answered, the test prep webinar dates, they are all the same class. It's not a series. So you can attend one if an instructor or you're an affiliate would like to participate on any of those, they may do so. Are the test prep like studying tips or how to prepare for the actual root of the material? So the test prep webinars are the same that we have been doing all along. They help you prepare for the CAM exam part 1 and part 2. A lot of the test prep webinars focus on the financials and how you study for that application or part 2. And Sue Weston facilitates the test prep webinars. She does an excellent job of walking you through the materials that you have, that a student has, and how that they can better prepare and study for that exam when they do take that. So keep the questions coming, and we'll move on. I'm going to pass it to Amy to talk a little bit about the Exam Administrator's Guide.
Thanks, Shana. I have a screenshot of the cover of our Administrator Guide up there on the screen. This is not a new piece of material, but I did update it, and I wanted to flag it for you because I think it will help answer a lot of questions that we get here in the office from people who are about to run an exam or are in the middle of one. This does not replace proctor training. If you are hosting a CAM exam, you still require a trained proctor to host that exam for you. But this guide is really helpful with all kinds of information about each of our programs and what their exams are like and the steps you need to take if you're going to be administering that exam. Eligibility codes, the timing of the exams, accessing them, all of that information. So this guide is posted on our website in the instructor resources page. You can find it there, or I am happy to send it out to you if you want to just email me directly, and I can send it out to you.
Do you want to talk about some of the changes that we have so they don't have to review it if they haven't done it?
Sure. I just in the first couple of pages are overviews of all of the programs. So I just updated the numbers of questions in the exams and how long they're required, the names of the modules, and how much time each module takes. I think that's mostly what it is. The links that you go to log into the exam, to the CASEL information. If you have any technical problems during an exam and you need to reach out to CASEL, the exam provider, then their information is in there. So I don't think you'll find significant changes, but it's a really helpful resource for you.
Great. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah. I do have one more thing that I just wanted to mention to people, and this is not related to the exams. We recognize that some of you have had difficulty with the accuracy of the reports that you run on the education dashboard. So I just wanted to bring up with you and explain how one part of it works. The people that show up on your list, your enrollment and completion report lists, are based on the course sponsors that they choose when they enroll in a course. So if you have a participant who either does not choose a sponsor or chooses the wrong one, they're going to show up on that sponsor's list, not yours. And so that's, to that extent, it's out of our control, but we absolutely can fix that and want to help you with that. So if you run a report or receive one that you notice either people are missing or are on the wrong list, please notify us and we can help you work through that. We also ask that when you are orienting your participants during a training, if you work through that with them when they're creating an NAA account and when they're enrolling, to explain how important it is that they enter an accurate zip code in their mailing address and also choose the correct sponsor, because all of the information that follows from that will be linked to that information. So it's really important that the users input the correct information so that our reports can be more accurate. And we are aware that their problems do arise, and we're happy to help you resolve those. So please let us know if you're encountering misinformation on your reports, and we'll help you sort them out.
Great, thank you, Amy. A question has come in. I've had reports that I pull from my dashboard, and that list other affiliates as a sponsor: Atlanta, Dallas, NAA, etc. Why would they be on her dashboard? That's what. Yeah. So if that happens, let us know, because it's most likely that they have selected an incorrect affiliate, those students. So let us know, and we'll try to sort those out for you. Any other questions that have come in? I'm going to share our contact information. Of course, hopefully everybody has that. Go ahead.
Shana, I have one more thing. As you know from being on these calls for the past few months, we've had our challenges sending out the renewal notices to our designates. We technically the end of the renewal season for those who received their notices because their anniversary date was January 1 was May 31st. Because we've had so many challenges, we're sending a notice to people who did not pay by the 30th, that we're extending it by 1 month, so they'll have to the end of June 30th, to pay their dues and to report their CECs. I've met with IT, and we've come to the conclusion that Nimble User was set up improperly and isn't meeting our needs, and we've hired a Salesforce expert who has been working diligently on the lease platform for NAA, and when he's through with that, he's going to go back and reconfigure education so that it is set up properly and we don't have to keep on doing the testing that we have to do every time we go to send out invoices. A lot of the things that aren't working for us will work, but that probably won't be until the beginning of probably the first quarter of 2017. So just warning you that we'll be limping along with our current system probably through the first quarter of 2017, but we are excited that we're going to start fresh and build this thing from scratch in the proper way.
Great, thank you. So realizing that we gave you a lot of information, we'd like just feedback and comments on anything that we discussed, in particular CAM. If you have questions or concerns about the CAM rollout, or you just want to talk through something and make sure that you can have materials for your class or offer the current CAM for your class, feel free to call any of us. We are more than happy to discuss the rollout. I would like to have open communications to make sure there's no confusion and it's a smooth rollout, knowing that CAM is our biggest program. We really are excited about the new course, and we think that you will, and you and your students will find it much easier to deliver, less redundant, and much more exciting, especially the PowerPoint material. So please give us a call or email us if you have any questions, concerns about anything we've discussed. And we look forward to seeing many of you next week. I don't have any other questions yet, but again, if you think of something, feel free to email or call any of us. And we look forward to seeing you next week, those of you who will be flying to San Francisco. If not, we'll see you, speak to you in July on our webinar, which will be the second Tuesday, which is July 12th at 2 o'clock.
And hopefully see you in August.
And see you in August,
Tennessee.
And don't forget your registration by July 30th or July 13th for the hotel. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.